Yo, what is up, guys? So I have a really cool deck for you, courtesy of Atlas Rising, and what it is a Miracle Synchro hero deck. So Miracle Synchro Fusion is actually a really strong card, and no one really talks about this card. Once in a while, there's times where it will see some play. I did see some play back with Exterio in competitive, but for the most part, I would say it's kind of an underrated card. But with Stratos back in the game, you have a little bit more access to just more consistency in heroes just in general. But I did technically cover a Dark Arm hero deck with a new ban list, but this deck is going to be kind of focusing on Draco Quest, which essentially comes down to just a hero dragon synchro deck. At the end of the day, it is only going to be really viable for getting out dragons. You'll see why in a second. So basically, you're going to go for a standard soul play, but instead of going for like a level 8 synchro, we're going to make Coral Dragon. And then in addition to Coral Dragon, you're going to go ahead and go into token with the Mali. And then you're going to be able to get out Yugioh, which basically gets rid of one card. Then you activate Miracle Synchro Fusion to get out Draco Quest. Now, this card, I'm going to go over its effect. Actually, you know what? We can just play it out because we're going to see a few duels here. But anyways, Draco Quest can copy any Dragon Synchro effect monster in the graveyard. So it's a Dragon Miracle Synchro hero deck is basically what it comes down to. You can still go for other cards. There is technically regular poly in the deck. But for the most part, because Super Poly is available, that also lets you go into a lot more crazy things in the game, just in case your opponent has something. But basically, with this board, it was OTK anyways, but even going turn 1, because this card's effect doesn't last forever, it actually has another effect. Well, I'll talk a little bit more about it while I have some gameplay here in the background. But basically, it makes it so if your opponent is playing burn, your opponent can't actually burn you. Instead, your opponent actually takes the burn damage instead. So that basically beats Trickstar, any type of cheese-oriented deck. There is technically a Morphing Jar burn variant, but deck out is more popular. But I have technically seen people try to do Morphing Jar burn. But anyways, so I mean, looking at this hand, I know it looks pretty strange, but again, dragons and heroes, it just sounds really cool combined. So that's the point of it, because you can, well, you're only gonna really go for Dragon Synchros because Draco Quest can only copy your Dragon Synchro monsters. But anyways, like I said, it's a pretty standard play from his soul, but the boards that you can make in this, I think, are a little bit better. When I was playing, I was able to, of course, make the new card that can equip a Link monster, and basically it's supposed to be like the new anime boss monster. It was kind of mediocre at the end of the day, as far as like viability in the game. I mean, it negates anything, it gains attack. Almost reminds me kind of Quasar, but at least Quasar has 4,000 attack. But I mean, look at this board. You would not have thought like he was playing heroes. He's got these from Metaltron. He's got Crystal Wing to negate stuff. He even disrespected, boosted up the attack of the Malicious because he already has game. Either way, had he still attacked with this, yeah, that's definitely enough to OTK through, you know, like 3,000-4,000 life points of healing. So that was kind of cool. I really just like that he's able to make these boards. So shoutouts to Mr. Atlas Rising. You guys want to check him out? I'll link him down below as well. He's another fellow Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber, and he sends unique stuff like this, and I like unique stuff. One thing that I might actually suggest for this deck is instead of Super Quantum Red Lane, unless there's some other reason why he's playing this, because if it's under the graveyard, you get to target a Super Quant monster in the graveyard except for itself and add it to its hand, and you get to special summon it, but it can't activate its effect. I think Thrasher's better for rank 4 plays. Even though this deck doesn't really have options for rank 4s, you can maybe drop some of the cards like Scrap Dragon that have been like outclassed in Yu-Gi-Oh! For the most part, and run other rank 4s that could actually be, you know, sometimes really useful just to do certain things. I just think it has a little bit more utility because at the end of the day, all it is in a soul target. So, I mean, it does technically have more attack, but for the most part, I think it's basically going to be the same. But yeah, this is Draco Quest. So yeah, you Miracle Synchro Fusion to make this card. There's also another effect of Miracle Synchro Fusion I did want to go over in case any of you guys want to play this. So this counts as Ultimate Token. This card actually counts as Yugioh. So even though it says Draco Quest, obviously if I mouse over it, you guys can see the effect actually completely has changed. But yeah, he's got a negate. His opponent would be taking the burn damage if there was any, but there wasn't any turn. So really cool deck indeed. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go over a deck profile for any of you guys that want to run it, as well as maybe some suggestions for you guys. So first off, we got 1 copy of Azneye's, 3 copies of Malicious, 1 Super Quantum Red Layer, 1 copy of Stratos, 1 Dark Refer, 3 Armageddon Knights, 1 Solid Man, 2 Shadow Mist, 3 Vion, 3 Jump Forward, 1 Plague, double E-Call, 1 Hero Lives, double Regular Poly, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 3 Miracle Synchro Fusions. What I wanted to mention real quick is if this set card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, you actually get to draw a card. This card was it only saw competitive play once. It was like in Cherry X Stereo, but for the most part, there was also like Arcanite Magician play with it. I forgot what it was, but it was something that some people played in like Supreme Arcanite. It was more memes than anything, but it wasn't competitive. Again, it was just like Exterior, like it was like a side deck card at one point. Anyways, next up we have Golden Bamboo Sword at 3. We got the Foolish, we got the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, Living Fossil, Broken Bamboo Sword, and 3 copies of Cursed Bamboo Sword, and then Sword of the Deep-Seated. So this card lets you basically equip it to a card, and then it lets you just reset it. You can go into a Link monster, and it places it on the top of your deck, which at some point you're going to go for a Sold, so it's going to reshuffle the deck anyways, so you won't draw it. I'm not sure how much I like this card. However, I do like, Phoenix Blade. Phoenix Blade is just an excellent card. It's one of the best cards you will have for Coral Dragon, just to go ahead and be able to discard a card. It's basically a free, so you don't even have to really discard a card. For the extra deck, though, we got 2 copies of Draco Quest, Scored Out, Gaia. We got the Gaia, Zoken, Beals, Crystal Wing, Scarlight, Scrap Dragon, Yugioh, Coral Dragon, Borload, Meltron, Decode Talker, and Isolde. For the suggestions I have for you guys, you definitely want to play double Draco Quest, because if you can go for double, it's definitely huge. I don't know how to really feel about this card too much. It just lets you kind of make other things. This is my suggestions. Now we're getting to suggestions for the deck. I would probably drop this. I would consider also dropping Decode Talker. I feel like these are unnecessary. I also feel like Scrap Dragon's kind of unnecessary. Instead, I would play a card like Super Poly, and then perhaps think about each of the cards that you want to bring out. One card that like anyone can bring out is pretty much Mud Dragon. Is it Mud Dragon one word? Oh gosh. What is the okay, so someone I thought it was Mud Dragon. Did they spell it weird? Oh wait, but there it is, Mud Dragon of the Swamp. So it just requires 2 monsters with the same attribute but different types, and then your opponent can't target this card or monsters on the field with the same attribute. So you basically get to, like, as a quick effect, make things because once per turn you can declare 1 attribute. This card becomes that attribute until the end of this turn. So basically you can make it so you can protect any like one type that you want. It's a really nice card, and also it's just a really easy Super Poly. Use both of your opponent's monsters. That's pretty much the point of it, and it also, like I said, Super Poly is just a fantastic card for this, and I would definitely recommend throwing that in there. I don't think that this card is necessary. I also think dropping like junk forwards all for Thrashers could be good, because they're much better as far as like utility. I mean, this card does offer the ability, if you control no monsters, you special summon from your hand, but Thrasher is basically the same thing. It has more attack. It is level 4, so that would technically work more with like Rhoda, but for the most part, they are very similar. It's not that big of a deal, but I just think that Thrasher just outclasses these, and then you can throw in other things like a Cowboy or just any other Exceed monster, perhaps. It might be a little bit more obscure. If you want to go crazy, add that Crazy Box, or just anything else. I just think that these cards could be replaced. But anyways, shouts again to my boy Atlas. Thank you for this. It's really cool. I like it. I like seeing unique decks. A Dragon Synchro Hero deck, of course, with new Stratos. Consistency, really, with Solid Man is pretty much the main goal of it. I mean, I would probably bump up the count of Solid Man 2 as well, and maybe drop Vion down. But technically Solid Man is searchable off of E-Call in the first place. But you guys can let me know what you would add or what your move. I would probably move this card, honestly. But let me know down below in the comment section below what you thought of the deck. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to see more new Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you guys got any cool replays, like my boy Atlas, shout out to him once again. I'll leave him down below in the description box if you guys want to check him out. But send in some replays. I like seeing what you guys create, and this is definitely a cool and unique deck. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. Have a good one. And I am signing out.